Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here with my next video on story writing. While writing a story and making it interesting, it is very important to follow the 5 major steps for story writing. The first step is exposition. It is the background information on the characters and setting explained at the beginning of the story. The exposition will often have information about events that happened before the story began. The exposition is often the very first part of the plot. So in this first step, we usually come to know about the setting of the story, the main characters, and what the story is about. A little start we come to know about it. Rising action. The next step is rising action. The rising action starts right after the period of exposition and ends at the climax. Beginning with the inciting incident, rising action is the bulk of the plot. It is composed of a series of events that build on the conflict and increase the tension, sending the story racing to a dramatic climax. So here, after the setting of the plot is explained to us, we come to know about the characters. There are a series of events in the story, interesting ones, which lead us towards the next step, and that is the climax. Climax is recognized as the most exciting part of the story. This is the third step. And this leads to the falling action, that is, falling action refers to the events that follow the climax of a story. While rising action builds tension throughout the story, falling action decreases that tension. It leads to the character's ultimate resolution. So when we reach the climax, there is something that brings about a turning point in the story, and it is very intense and exciting for the reader. And after that, a series of events follow which decreases that tension that had been built up in the climax. The next step, that is the fifth step, is denouement. This is a French word that means unknotting. So in this step, there is the conclusion after the climax of a narrative in which the complexities of the plot are unraveled and the conflict is finally resolved. So let us quickly see the structure of the plot. If you are writing the story, how should it be like? We start from the left corner of the triangle, that is the exposition. Exposition, as we have already seen before, is the start of the story, the way things are before the action starts. So here we come to know about the characters, the setting of the story, where it is located, what actually can happen. We come to know everything, and then is the rising action, which leads to a series of events. Now let us see rising action. Rising action is a series of conflicts and crises in the story that leads to climax. After a series of events, we reach the climax, which is actually the turning point in the story, the most intense moment. Intensity can either be mentally or in action. After the climax starts the falling action, that is all of the action which follows the climax, and it decreases the tension that had been created by the series of events in the rising action that led to the climax. Here it is the decreasing of the tension or intensity of the event. At the last, that is the resolution, that is the denouement. The conclusion, that is the tying together of all the threads. So here the problems are resolved, the conflict is finally resolved, and the story comes to an end. Now this whole thing that we have read about the 5 steps, the 5 major steps that we should definitely keep in mind while writing a story, is based on Freytag's pyramid. This also explains exposition, that is a list of characters and the time period, everything we should come to know about the characters and the setting in this part. This leads to inciting incident, which identifies the first problem in the story or a series of events that leads to a problem and takes us to the climax. This is also the rising action, that is the list of events. When we reach the climax, we identify the turning point in the story, which then goes towards the falling action, list of events that are unfolded after the climax. This is the Freytag's pyramid. I added the last denouement, which is a French word, and that is for the resolution, that is all the conflicts that had been raised in the story or the problems, we solve it at the end to make it a better ending. For better understanding, let us take the story of the Little Red Riding Hood, a fairy tale that you all have read when you were small. And I have another story that you must have read in class 9, and that is the story of the lost child. So let us quickly see the story, the events. I am here with a lot of pictures, and we'll see how the 5 steps have taken place in these 2 stories. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in a village near the forest. Whenever she went out, the little girl wore a red riding cloak. So everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, Little Red Riding Hood asked her mother if she could go to visit her grandmother, as it had been a while since they had seen each other. "That's a good idea," her mother said. So they packed a nice basket for Little Red Riding Hood to take to her grandmother. When the basket was ready, the little girl put on her red cloak and kissed her mother goodbye. "Remember, go straight to Grandma's house," her mother cautioned. "Don't dawdle along the way, and please don't talk to strangers. The woods are dangerous." "Don't worry, Mommy," said Little Red Riding Hood. "I'll be careful." But when Little Red Riding Hood noticed some lovely flowers in the woods, she forgot her promise to her mother. She picked a few, watched the butterflies flit about for a while, listened to the frogs croaking, and then picked a few more. Little Red Riding Hood was enjoying the warm summer day so much that she didn't notice a dark shadow approaching out of the forest behind her. Suddenly the wolf appeared beside her. "What are you doing out here, little girl?" the wolf asked in a voice as friendly as he could muster. "I'm on my way to see my grandma, who lives through the forest near the brook," Little Red Riding Hood replied. Then she realized how late she was and quickly excused herself, rushing down the path to her grandma's house. The wolf, in the meantime, took a shortcut. So this part of the story developed the exposition and the rising action. We can see how the writer has developed the story. We are introduced with the characters and the whole situation, that is the exposition. The rising action can be observed when we talk about grandmother and the little girl's desire to meet her, the mother packing the basket, and the little girl setting off for the journey and enjoying and collecting the flowers and enjoying the various creatures of nature. Here we are also introduced with another character, and that is the wolf. Let us read the story further and see how we reach the climax. The wolf. a little out of breath from running, arrived at Grandma's and knocked lightly at the door. "Oh, thank goodness, dear. Come in, come in. I was worried that something had happened to you in the forest," said Grandma, thinking that the knock was her granddaughter's. The wolf let himself in. Poor Granny did not have any time to say any word before the wolf gobbled her up. Gobbled her up, killed her, and ate her up. When Little Red Riding Hood eventually hobbles into view, the knock at the door, the wolf pretends to be the girl's grandmother, whose voice sounds hoarse because she has a sore throat. Little Red Riding Hood pulls the latch, enters the house, and is surprised by her grandma's big arms. "All better for embracing you, my child," her grandma replies. Her deep voice, "All the better for greeting you." Her big ears, "All the better for hearing you." Her big eyes, "All the better for seeing you." And her big teeth, "All the better to eat you with." Actually, all these words, all these phrases and dialogues were told by the wolf, who had gobbled the grandmother and was now lying in at her place. And with that, the wolf eats Little Red Riding Hood too. And that's rather less than happy ending of this classic fairy tale. So here was the climax in the following action. The climax is recognized as the most exciting part of a story, that is the turning part. When the wolf quickly rushes to the grandmother's house and eats her up and lies down in the bed at her place, this builds the excitement in the story. It is a turning point, an intense moment. The story then leads to the following action after climax, which unfolds the further events in which the Little Red Riding Hood girl reaches the house and is tricked by the wolf, and he later devours her. That was the climax and the following action. Now we need to see the resolution or the denouement. After eating the two, the wolf goes off to sleep. He also snored loudly right when the hunter was walking by the house. He was surprised that Grandma could snore so loudly, so he went in to check if everything was all right. When he reached the bed, he saw the wolf and wanted to shoot at first, but then he remembered that the wolf probably ate Grandma and that he should save her. He reached for a pair of scissors and he opened his insides. The Little Red Riding Hood jumped out and her grandma after her. And so they both were saved by the brave and courageous hunter. Denouement. This is a French word which I told you means unknotting, that is resolving things. So here is the conclusion after the climax of a narrative in which complexities of the plot are unraveled and the conflict is finally resolved. So we see the hunter come, tear open the wolf and take out the Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. The conflict is resolved. The story ends happily. Now let us see these steps in the chapter that you must have read in class 9, that is The Lost Child. Let us see the text first and then we'll see the steps. It was the season of spring. The people of the village came out of their houses in colorful attire and walked towards the fair. A child, along with his parents, was going to the fair and was very excited and happy. He was attracted to the stalls of toys and sweets. Though his father got angry, but his mother pacified him and diverted his attention towards other things. The child moved forward, but once again lagged behind because his eyes were caught by one thing or the other now and then. As they moved forward, the child wanted the various things on the stalls. His mouth watered seeing the sweets decorated with gold and silver. He wanted his favorite barfi, but knowing that his parents would refuse on the ground that he was greedy, he walked ahead. He saw the beautiful garlands of Gulmohar but didn't ask for it. Then he saw the balloons and he knew very well that his parents would deny due to the fact that he was too old to play with the balloons. And so he walked away again. Going further, he saw a snake charmer and then a roundabout swing. So let us see the first step, that is the exposition, and the next one, that is the rising action. We see how the writer has developed the story. We are introduced with the characters and the whole situation. The rising action can be observed when we come to know about the spring fair, about the child who is attracted towards all the colorful things, both materialistic and natural, his angry father, meek mother, the journey of the child towards the fair and then in the fair. He gets to see many stalls and wants many things from them, but knows very well what his father would say. So this is the setting of the story, where we come to know about the fair, about the main characters, and little about their nature too. Let us go on with the story and see how we reach to the turning point, that is the climax of the story. As he stopped to ask his parents for permission to enjoy the swing, that is the roundabout, to his astonishment there was no reply. Neither his father nor his mother was there. Now the child realized that he was lost. He ran here and there but could not find them. The place was overcrowded. He got terrified, but suddenly a kind-hearted man took him up in his arms and consoled the bitterly weeping child. This he did when the child was moving towards the shrine in the overcrowded area. This was the climax, when the intense part of the story came, when the child got lost. The climax is recognized as the most exciting part of the story. This is the most intense part, when the child realizes that he had got lost. We can further see the story proceeding as falling action when a kind man sees the child and takes him round the fair, offering him the various things to smoothen him or to quieten him. Let us see how the problem is resolved or how the story ends. He asked if he would like to have a joyride, but the child sobbed, "I want my father, I want my mother." The man offered him sweets, balloons, garland, everything that was there in the fair. But the child kept sobbing and saying, "I want my father, I want my mother." This is the denouement. What is denouement? I told you it is unknotting of the problem that has been raised in the story. This is the conclusion after the climax and the falling action of the narrative, in which the complexities of the plot are unraveled and the conflict is finally resolved. In the end, here in the story, we come to know that every child loves his or her parents unconditionally. They are the priority in life. Other things, the materialistic things and natural things, are definitely tempting and attractive. But the parents are the most important thing in a child's life. I hope you all must have understood the 5 steps for writing the story and making it interesting. I hope you all have understood. So now you will compose and make your stories interesting by following all these steps that I have just explained. If you are a newcomer, please press the subscribe button and also the bell icon. Be a member of our family, that is English with Mona. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, compose stories, make your life interesting. Bye bye.